Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Sakana Vavadu Sakana Bhunattu Sakaviryan Karavavahai Tejasvinavadidamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Guru Namaha. Hari Om. ओम सर्गस्थिति प्रलय हेतुम अचिंत शक्तिम विश्वेश्वरम विदित विश्वम आनंदमूर्तिम निर्मुक्त बंधनम अपार सुखांबुरासिम श्रीवल्लभम विमलबोधकनम नमामि यस्य प्रसादात् अहमेव विष्णुः मय्येव सर्वं परिकल्पितं च इत्थं विजानामि सदात्मरूपं तस्यान्वितत्वं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्. We saw the 28th shloka of Vaakya Vritti. We'll have a quick recap and then we move. Tvam artham evam nischitya tatattam chintayet punaha adatya vritti rupena sakshat vidimukena cha. We are being taught, we are being informed about the patartham of the Mahavakyam Tattvamasi. The hope is by understanding the Lakshayartam of each word. If it is Lakshayartam only is enough, we don't need the teachers. We can use a dictionary, find the Lakshayartam and get it. Because this is so subtle and the Lakshayartam is what we are aiming for, we need an elaboration. So the Vaakya Vritti started as a Pada Vritti, and we saw why Tvam was first taken. We had an intellectual discussion on that as well in the last class. Tvam Pada Vicharam has completed. What is the Tvam Pada Vichara Siddhantam? The conclusion that Lakshayartam as Tvam Padam. Tvam is I. Who you are, when you ask me, that's I. But I, the Lakshayartam is not this body, mind complex, not this Nama Rupa Guna Vishesham, but that witnessing consciousness in me, which we say positively, Sat, Chit, and Anand. Sat means it is eternally unchanging. You and I realize within ourselves, I have not changed. Yes, my body changed, my mind changed, my character changed, but their personality projected on me. The underlying awareness of my personality does not change. It is Sat. And it is Chit. Chit means awareness, not knowledge, but awareness. Awareness knows that you have knowledge or you don't have knowledge. Knowledge is a material, in a way, it's a power of interpreting in something in some way. A brain cells depository. But awareness is being aware of the knowledge. That is Chit. And we resolve that in Tvam Pada Vicharam. Yes, I am not the modifying buddhi or the mind, but I am the consciousness that sees it. That's a Chit. Then we say the third Lakshanam is Anandam, fulfillment. Anandam is a state of being balanced, no matter whether there's a sukham comes in or a dukkham comes in. Because we know sukham is a different name for dukkham only. Because it comes and goes. When the sukham doesn't come, then anxiety, there's a dukkham. When sukham is there, we worried about its loss, a fear, dukkham. When sukham is gone, it's gone, dukkham. So sukham also, dukkham parading like sukham. But anandam is that which transcends this. That means I am not worried about anything. The worries to the mind, the pain to the body, I try to bear it, cope with this, because they do not affect me. So I am that asandatvam, that anandam, that satchidanandam I am. So this is the tvam pada artham. Then we come to tatpada artham. In this verse, 28th verse, there's no Upadesam, but he is giving you the Upatana Vaakya. He is going to take, he's telling you the means. It's always a good teacher, always tells what you are going to learn about, how you are going to learn about, what instrument to use. This geometry box, this scaler, this pencil, this computer software, this compiler. It's called IDE, Integrated Development Environment. What you have to have. Then once you understand, you know how to use the tools, then you can become a toolsmith. So he says, Tvamartam evam nischistya, having analyzed, understood, and realized the Lakshayartam of Tvampatam. So if any of us have not convinced, at least intellectually, that I am the Sat Chit Anandam, then you are not supposed to proceed further, because it will only confuse you. If you have intellectually, I say intellectually underline it, because knowledge is not experience. We'll come to that in a minute. So intellectually, if you're nischayam, yes, I am that. I'm not able to realize it yet. Having got that nischayam, then he says, tat artham, tadartham is tat artham, tat pada artham, chintayet punaga. Let's now go do that. Let's inquire about the tat pada artham. Yeah, Guru, I know it. Why do you have to say it? Well, I say it because adat vritti rupena sakshat vidimukena. So I'm going to teach you that tatvamasi is atatvyavritti. That means whatever that is not, I'm going to show you. Then sakshat vidimukena. What is exactly that? I'm going to show you. So I'm going to employ two methods of teaching to you. It's nothing new. He did the same thing for Tompada Vichar. He is reminding you of that. Nisheta mukhena tatparya nirnayam. By negating it. I give an example of how to define the space. What is space not? You remove it. Oh, you look at the window, the frame, that's not space. The door, that's not space. If you remove that, what is that? It's space. Like that. So you attain siddhavastu, you attain a vishayam, vishayajnanam, by negating it. That's a very perfectly good method of doing it. In fact, Buddha did that vehemently, because in his time, Swami Ranganatha Ananta has done a lot of research on this to identify was Buddhist, a Shunyavadi. What is Shunyavada means? When you keep negating things, this is not that, that is not that. And ultimately, what is left over? And if you come to the conclusion that if I am negating everything, because what can I negate? I can only negate what I can observe, is it not? I can't negate what I want perceived. So you can only negate, in a way, your knowledge. You talk about that, the dream, I negate it. You talk about the mirage, I negate it. You talk about that fact, I negate it. Because I have analyzed it, it becomes my object of knowledge, so I negate it. So Buddha disciples follow the same thing. They call it in the Pali language anatta, anatta, anatta. All this Pali script, the Dharma, they call it Dhamma. Some of the pronunciation different. Prakriti, Pali based ones, they are not very perfect. Anatma, they call anatta. Not anatma, not anatma, not anatma. So if you take that, if he is saying this is not Atma, this is not Atma, this is not Atma, then what was he searching for? What is his goal? Atma. When I say this is not that book, this is not that book, this is not that book, that means I'm telling you I'm looking for that book. This is not. So when Buddhists say anatta, anatta, that means not Atma, not Atma. So Buddha is also Atmavadi, not Shunyavadi. It's unfortunate the followers of Buddha have ignored that, and they took a very Vaakya. If everything is not there, it has to end like a emptiness. It was shunyam. Therefore, they come to the conclusion, shunyam. But your conclusion can be what you observe in your knowledge. Therefore, you observed shunyam. It means you have a shunyam as an object of experience for you. Therefore, there's an experience in you who can visualize being aware of shunyam. So you are talking shunyam is the end point. No, that awareness of shunyam is the end point. That awareness is you. It is paripurna. This is what Bhagavan Shankara's intention. This is what he took it and proven to all these Buddhists. And then, of course, the other, at least Buddhists are very good because they have transcended all this. No, they accepted mithya. So therefore, they can negate all these transient things. The followers of Buddha failed in the grasp of the final line. But there are a lot of Purvamimasikas, the Matas, all these Dvaitavadas. They got stuck much lower. They got stuck in the Nama Rupa Bhava. They did not realize it. See, realization means you have who is a real I in you? The real I, if you can experience it, that's realization. In English, this Asian, Mation, all that all like transformation, beautification, consummation, confirmation, realization. All these suffixes or gerunds which imply to make something out of something. Beautification means something is not beautiful, or you make it beautiful. Or something is beautiful, but you make it more beautiful. So you bring something, manifestation. Something is not manifest, you make it manifest. Right? So realization. If you take the same logic, something is not real, you make it real. Here, realization means where the knowledge ends. Veda Andam is Vedantam. The Veda Antam means Veda Antam. All the differences there. See, in fact, every school of Bhagavan Shankara should bring this into the community, humanity. This should be what taught. This is what should be the primary focus of all acharyas, all matas. Then to get this realization as a tool, you can bring in all sorts of rituals, dharma, dana, yogas. Because if you do not know the end that you're aiming for, the path you are making is futile. But I'm not criticizing, it's limited knowledge. I'm saying many of those great Pitadipatis and Acharyas and great leaders somehow compromised. To leave it is somehow the secret, no? Adhyatma Vidya, no. Let's keep it there for the intellectual pursuit. Let's do the karma, dharma, puja, namaskara. They may be able to do it because they know both of it. But 90% of the population do not know. So they take whatever is thrown. Okay, I do the puja, I worship this Swami, that Swami. I go and listen to this thing. So we get into maybe a divine samsara, very intellectually higher plane, but we're still groping in the dark. Avidyana, that Sundarlagari says, avidya. All the puja, punaskarams, bharatams, everything is important only if you know what it is being used, but it is only used to make you realize who the real I is. What is so great about realization of that? Does it solve my problem? Does it make me more money? Does it make me to go to heaven? Does it make me immortal? All of the above. All of them. Because the moment you know that who you are, and then you will know in what form you exist now. So the form comes in. Like now when you go to office, you are a quantum analyst, you are a financial risk, you are a programmer. Next year you become a manager of the team, then you become a CEO, and you change, and you know you are making a form, you perform according to the form. That is, the transition is seamless. Life is also like that. But we don't understand the form because we don't even have the question, who am I? So this is what the biggest contribution, I would say, Bhagavan Shankara is, and of course, like Ramana and all those great acharyas, is to make you stand up and say, that is your goal, that is a Purushartha. Now, once you have that goal in your mind, then you choose the path. I want to go to Mount Kailash. Well, I want to take a route of Badrinath, Kedarnath, Kashi, Banaras, because I want to enjoy all this. So be it. I want to take a helicopter. No, I just want to go trek it straight. All the paths are open to you. The goal is same way. All this Dvaita Bhavam, all this Madhamacharyam, all this, not Madhamacharya, the Matas and the Acharyas and the Shlokas and the Puranas, all that help you. So what I'm laboring is, between knowledge and experience, there is a gap. Knowledge does not translate experience. Knowledge is good. Knowledge is sometimes needed. Knowledge is not necessary and sufficient. Knowledge is not sufficient. Knowledge is not necessary. Either way it can be used. The experience is something, experience is called darshana. Knowledge also called darshana. The spontaneous illumination is darshan. And I go to the temple, the screen was closed. I was waiting for the queue for 1 hour. Then the screen opened. I got a darshanam of the Swami. Literally, darshana means I got the knowledge of the Swami. Did you get the real darshanam of the Swami? No. You get illusory form of the Swami. Even that you did not grasp because your natural instinct made you close your eyes. 2 seconds you open the eyes, there's somebody push you down from Tirupati, you're out. Then you regret all the time. So that is the darshanam happen. Darshanam means knowledgeable experience, understandable realization. You need knowledge, you need to realize it. Spontaneous realization. That means when the screen is closed in the Swami, you don't think about something, how did we travel to the temple, why this queuing system is bad, why they charge, why this is the VIP queue. You're wasting your time because you want to get the darshanam. It means darshanam requires two things, the illumination and the understanding. So you have to understand the Swami. You have to understand the contemplation. There you are looking for Swami somewhere else. Tatpatam, that is Swami. So you must do Tatpada Vicharam. Who is this Swami? In the queue, when you're standing, okay, you can say a mantram, you can say a slogam, you can do Vishnu Sahasranamam. What's the point of blindly reciting it? Fine, I'm not criticizing it. But think Vishnu. But is Vishnu all pervasive? Are you behind the screen or here? So when you are having this contemplation, it's called Tattvamasi Vicharam. When the screen opens, you never know, you may realize it. So the point you have to take, therefore, is no matter how many times you listen to Vedanta, the Shravanam you can do, the illumination had to happen, But we'll invent very good reasons, No. That you cannot. The Anubhuti is not in Guru's hand, not in Veda Vakyas, not even by yourself, because that you need God's grace. You put the responsibility to God's grace. Or we say, no. You can learn all this, but your mind has to be pure. Is it? Do you need mind to realize it? Means we are not understanding the lessons that Shankara taught in this. Mind is not you. I don't need the mind to realize who I am. So what mind is dirty? If I am seeing through the mind, then I have to clean up the mind. The Chitta Shuddhi is important because the Chitta Shuddhi you need to see the world in purest form. If I set the world in the purest form, somehow I become pure, then I start not looking at the world, I look at myself. That's why the Chitta Shuddhi, Jadabhut, say Vedas, sometimes very cheeky. It doesn't give you immediately the knowledge, but it makes you think, go through all the way. It's fine. So the excuse that I'm going to Vedanta class, I'm learning all these things, but as somebody said, I must have to purify my mind, therefore I must go to Bhagavatam class, I must go to the Vishnu Sahasranam class, I must do this thing. So, you can do all those. But what you're trying to do, you're trying to purify the mind. You should do that. But not for the condition that you want to realize who you are. They are two different things. You have to have purified mind to lead a purified life in this world and the life world and the hereafter. But to know who you really are, you need that undeniable intensity of purpose. Like, your head is burning on the fire. Do you care to put a Ganga water on it? You put it in the gutter, wherever, whatever. So that kind of a intensity of purpose you have in everything you do to know who I really am, it dawns. Why it is perfect? Because mind has nothing to do with this. Well, if I am a bad person and somehow I got this intensity of purpose and somehow I got this knowledge, somehow I pursued and I got the realization, am I still a bad person? Not anymore. Because the moment you know it, that jnana agni will just burn everything away. Your mind is not there anymore. Why do I have to worry about painting the wall when the wall is not there? Why do I have to clean up the mind? The mind is not there. What do you mean mind is not there? That means they won't have a thought. Yeah, thought comes in, I'm being aware. There's no need of mind and chittam and memory, vasanas. When Ramana was asked how, why don't you, no, he got a sarcoma, he got a disease in his body, and out of compassion, some devotee said, Bhagavan, we see you as the Parabrahma. This vyadi that is on your body, you can just like that heal it. Just have to think in your mind. Bhagavan said, that's something, of course. So I have to have to think I must have a mind. And the mind, I should put the thought. So all that I need to do you want me to do that? This is like a child's conversation, right? It's so pure. It means he doesn't even know that he's got a mind. He hasn't got a mind. The mind is not there. He doesn't have the mamakara, my body. So when my body is not there in my consciousness, sarcoma is not for me. So the young doctor goes to perform operations on him with very trembling hands. He prays so many times. And he was saying in his own words, when I am doing the surgery and then doing the dressing up, Bhagavan was looking at me, smiling all the time. No pain, nothing. The body would have been pain, for sure. We immediately say, no, Bhagavan, he is different, I am different. Then we are very good in the sweet excuses, We should say, we don't take responsibilities. Here there's a golden responsibility. Ramana says, I'm not different from you. So when they're singing Ramana song, he also sings. The song is about Ramana, glorifying Ramana, and he also sings. Is he glorifying himself? No. What is the Ramana name? What is Rama, the name? He said, Rama is my God. I won't worship Shiva. All that. Okay, fine, do it. But what Rama? Rama means Anandam. One who is full of Anandam is Rama. Tattvamasi. So, if Tattvamasi is Rama, the Amritam, Anandam, then what is Rama, the name? Nama. I can discard it. Until I come to the realization, I must hold on to it. It's much better than a big, long mantra. Sahasranam is so big, 180 words, just take me 40 minutes to recite. Rama, 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 I can recite. But I'm not reciting blindly. that I'm reciting it as a ticket for me if I travel to the toll gate where I can answer who I really am. Then the Rama reveals the Ramyam inside, the Rama inside, the Anandam inside. The name is forgotten, and you are just in yourself. And that comes the realization. Darshana happens there. So, did the knowledge help you? Yeah. Did bhakti help you? Yeah. Does God help you? Yeah, you can say that. But did you get everything by yourself? You can also say yes. Because that you is your real you, because it is always adhikaratvam, tattvam, that is that. So that's what is going to come back. So I say this because, it looks like repeating, All this comes, again, same examples. It's all knowledge. It doesn't make any sense at all. That's why you have to understand, because the knowledge is the brain cell depository. I fill up my chitta. Like, when you do an AI, when you do the machines and ask questions, and it creates what's called the context, memory context. Whatever you give, it stores it. Many billions of tokens, it stores it. At some stage, you'll say, hey, my context is full. That means my memory is full. That means I cannot take any more. But all these supercomputers are just peanuts compared to your brain. So your brain is not yet telling you, stop it, I had enough. It will tell you. And one way it will do it, just wipe it clean. It brings the forgetfulness, remove it, cache cleared. So what is the point of knowledge if it is just a bragging right for you that you know it? We don't want that. So we need to look for the realization. That's why he's repeating it. So in the next two slokas, 29 and 30, he's going to give the Lakshayartam for it. Let's see the number. Nirastasesha samsara dosho astuladi lakshanaha adrishyatwadi gunaha prakrita tamomalaha nirastasesha samsara dosho astuladi lakshanaha adrishyatwadi gunaha prakrita tamomalaha. He is now giving you, in a kind of a negative way, about the tattpada artha, tattpadartha lakshyat. Remember what you're trying to do. It is doing a trick. It is telling you to prove Tattvamasi. You are that for sure. That's what we are going to prove. To do that, we took the Tvam Padam and then we resolved that, removed all the Vaakya and came to the Lakshayartam, that I am Sat, Chit, and Ananda. If you have doubt, go back and contemplate. No. Think about it. Prove that you are there. You may not realize it, intellectually you must prove. If you have any doubt, go back. Exercise for you. Now he is going to do the same thing for a Tattva. The Tattva, Brahman also the same Lakshayartam. And if two are same Lakshayartam, then we can equate. That's where he's going to take it. So the Lakshayartam what is giving, Nirasta Sesha Samsara Dosha. Samsara Doksha. Samsara Dosha means blemish. Samsara Dosha means what? Samsara means what? You say the birth, that cycle. Very simply we say that. But as a Vedanti, you have to qualify it. Yes, that is the context. Taking a birth means taking a form. Taking a form means taking a nama rupa guna vishesham. Taking a nama rupa guna vishesham means my world is limited. When my world is limited, I become a limited being. When I become a limited being, I am not Ananda Swarupam. I become Sukha Vikaram. When I am going through this grief, I am samsari. So the birth and death gives the context to a samsari. Therefore, we all say samsara. This is one of the reasons I would say, if you take samsaram as no birth, no death, then we are all very worried. So if I am not going to be born again, what am I going to be? Whatever I say is not good. I can't say you will be in the Swarga. That means you are born as a Deva. That's also a birth in a different world. If there is no birth and death means, that is samsara nivritti means I am frightened. Why the fear comes in? The jnanam because of the bhayam. Jnanam, I don't know what I'm going to be. So for time being, don't even think about that. Let's be born. Why can't? I want to come back to this world and see how the AI has gone through. What is the Iran-Iraq war after 100 years? I want to see. Now you can have that. But when I come back again, should I be like a same fellow, suffering, not knowing what I'm doing in this world? Or should I be like illuminating light that enjoys that for a time being, 100 years maybe? Yeah, I want that. So samsara is therefore tabam in your mind, not the birth and death cycle. So either way, either taking birth and death or being born, being taken avatara, you are free from everything else. And you may ask the question, did not Rama cry? Yes. That's why Rama Rama is called Maryada Purushottam. He's a Purusha, he's a being. When a beloved is gone, you cry. That's the role you have to play. But the same Rama could send that Sita to Agni because there is a blemish thrown on her. The man who was searching for her and cried, would he ever leave her? Don't he fight with this dopey man who abused her? Why didn't he do it? No, because he is an Avatara Purusha. He knows Dharma. He knows the rule. His love for Sita is immense. His attachment to Sita is zero. Love is different from attachment. Kameshwara, Parameshwara is get enticed by the Kameshwari. Then can you say, oh, Shiva himself is getting, charmed by the beauty of the Ambal? No, that Ambal is nothing but Shiva himself, his own power. Saswarupam, if you know your form, you love you more. We saw that in the Anandam. Atmasesham is Anandam. You love yourself. So if you love somebody, that means you love the other person as yourself. I love my wife, I love my friend, I love my thing. That means you see the person as no different from you. Yeah. So samsara is that. So samsara dosha means that kind of attachment, that blind love, dispassion. The Tattvam is free. Nirastha asation. Nirastha means void of. Asesha. Asesha means residue. Asesha means no residue. Completely free. Not even an iota of grief, dukkham, complete. So that means paripurnatvam, anandam. How is it possible? Because astula di lakshana. Astuladi Lakshana. Parabrahman, Ishvara's form is Astulam. Stulam means what? Stulam means physical form. Astulam means not a physical form. Then what should be in your mind right now? The question, it means you are a subtle form. If that comes in, then you are following me. Yes, here he is showing Ishvaraha for the Padartham right now. The Ishvaraha is Saguna Brahma, Hiranyagarbha, who has got a subtle form, who has got a Maya Sagita Brahman. Why is he saying that? Why not Nirguna Brahman? Because he is giving the compassionate view to the student who is looking for a power beyond him. And he's going to collapse it later. So, Astula the Lakshana. You know, in the Bhagavad Gita, in the 9th chapter, Bhagavan says, Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti Suyade Saracharam Tasya Kartaram Abhimam Vityagattaram Avyayam. Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti. In me, here Ishvara is saying, as Krishna Paramatma is appears, in of Arjuna he says, in me, Adhyakshena Prakriti Suyade. Suyade means manifest. In me, in my supervision. Adhyaksha means in my supervision, Maya Prakriti happens. It's like Parabrahman saying, in my, as I am witnessing it, the Shakti comes out. See, when you, remember the example, you are a singer, nobody knows you are a singer, you are sitting in a chair, finally somebody calls your name, you go to the stage, you sing. Now everybody see you as what? The singer. That means you are the same being before singing, now with the expression of the singing faculty. That is the singing Shakti. In other words, you are with your Shakti. So who you are now? A Shaktiman. So you are not without Shakti. You are expressing a Shakti. That Shakti is called Maya Shakti. Let's not go into the Maya word right now. So that same way, the Parabrahman is Nischalam. When it expresses itself into the creation mode, the creative power is called Maya Shakti. The creator is called Ishvara. So Ishvara, Ishvari means the witnessing power and the creative power, Maya. So all this body, Rupam, Gunam comes from where? From the Maya Shakti. Maya creates the Gunam, create the body. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Visheshan comes from Maya. That's why it changes. Everything changes in this world, this Prakriti. Sankhya has got a trap. They said Purusha, Prakriti. Purusha different, Prakriti different. Jara Shakti different, Chit Shakti different. They always exist. No, that doesn't mean, we don't buy that. If something exists beyond this Ishvara, Ishvara is not all powerful. Sanatana Dharmam does not have many gods. It does have many forms of gods, many forms of God. Therefore, you would say Sanatana Dharmam has only one God. That is a better improvement. As Swami Dayananda says, that is also not correct, because When you say only God is, then you get a paribunda. There is only God. Not only one God, there's only God. There's only God, everything is God. Everything is God means Isha Vasyam Idagum Sarvam. Understand? But the moment you start seeing the differences of body, mind, guna, Vastula the Lakshanaha, that's not Brahma. So the Brahman that we are looking for is not this Sthula Sarira. Here, from this onwards, Bhagavan is giving pramanas. Pramana means, how do you know? He asked. So what can I say? I can only say, Veda says so. So all of our acharyas take the refuge there. Because in science also, when you prove something, when it becomes something axiomatic. Axiomatic means the concept is an axiom, a truth. There is no proof beyond that. You have to experience it. So there you have a reference. He says so, who says so. So they had to, cross references. Here the cross references talk should be Vedas. So he says, he's going to say, it's Upanishad says so. So this is the Upanishad. Upanishad is got in the Vriti Upanishad. It's a big Upanishad. Yajnavalkya tells to his wife, Gargi, Asthulam, Ananu, Akhrasvam, Adirgam, Alohitam, Asneham, Achayam, Adamo, Vaakya, Kasham, Akantam, Arasam, Apshushkam, Ashotram, Avagam, Adejaskam, Apranam, Amukam, Amatram, Anantaram, Apahimyam. It goes like this. See, all this, Astulam, Ananu, everything negative. Astulam, it is, there are 23, I think 23 Padartha is giving, they are not Tatpadam. That's not Brahma. Astulam, it's not gross. Ananu, it's not Anu, it's not atomic particle. Adhikam, Alokam, it's not the lokam, it's not the time, it is not the space. It transcends the time, it transcends the space. How can it transcend the time and space? What is this? Every morning I get up, time drives me. Yeah. You're in deep sleep, where's the time? Well, time may be outside, but I don't know. So we're talking about you. In your world, there is no time. Or you get up and say, oh, I slept for 10 hours. Or when I go in a very high speed in the space, my time changes. So time is not real, but it is used in the so-called real experiences in this world because it's a very conducive instrument. A good idea it is. It's an idea. Time is an idea. Space is an idea. What space is an idea? Space exists. In space, space is a container of everything. In space, everything else. If you come to that conclusion, good, you analyzed it. But I can go back to deep sleep. Where is the space? Oh, the space. I can't see because my mind is not there. That means space is in your mind. Yeah. If space is in your mind is within you, then are you in the space or space is in you? See, intellectually argue that. Am I in the space or space is in me? Completely reverse science. So space is an idea. If you can reconcile in your brain don't need experience now, but at least intellectually you can, doubtlessly you can stand by it. You'll be embarrassed to say this because everybody will laugh at you. Because we are all so soaked in avidya. 99.999 would say, you are a madman, mad person. Vedantis are like that. That's why Vedanta is not by everybody else. But if you use reasoning, it's not superstition, it's not a religion by that sense. Vedantam does not give you by faith. Oh, you believe in it. No. It doesn't give you but just by knowledge. Knowledge also, Brahma-jnanam, you say, right? If you translate it, knowledge about the Brahman. If you are pursuing it, it sounds exactly like knowledge about the tree, knowledge about the Python programming, knowledge about this. So it's an objective knowledge, right? No. This is where the Vedantam, this way Paribhasha needs to be understood. This is where knowledge helps in Vedanta. Brahma-jnanam is not Brahma-jnanam, it is Brahmaiva-jnanam. Brahma-jnanam has to go into the phrase Brahmaiva-jnanam. Brahmaiva-jnanam means Brahma alone is jnana. Brahman is jnana. The knowledge I'm trying to learn to find something is gone. Because what you're trying to find itself is the knowledge. It's not knowledge of anything, it is the knowledge. Try to be intellectually comfortable with this. And if you will have doubt, let's explore the doubts as and when it comes. But here, this is what is being told. So therefore, everything that you say, you are Kala Desa must. What does it mean must? If I can understand, I am Kala Didam, I am Desha Didam, Kala Desha Didam. Adidam means transcending it. Then you look at every body, every object in this world, its form is based on space and time. How do I say that? This computer screen is an object in the space because it is in the space. I can say it starts from here and from here. This is the height, this is the width, this is the height, it's the depth. It is because it is limited by the space. But this is because this ends here. Then comes this microphone. This comes the coffee cup. This is the table. See, all the objects exist and they all limit each other. Limit in the space. You understand? So space is used in which the objects limit one another. The limitation brings the definition of it. The limitation does not exist if the device, the screen flows into the cups and the table and all in one continuum. I can't really use them right. The limitation gives me knowledge. Therefore, that knowledge in this world must be a limited knowledge. Because knowledge comes from the limited being. That is why when you go to cosmology or quantum science, all the classical rules break. Because you are not able to define with the limited tools, limited vocabularies. So therefore they say, let's just call it a boson effect. We'll define it later. Just put it the other side. Assume that axiomatic. So we are building so many interesting technology tools for us to survive on ajnanam. Ajnanam of a known axiom which cannot be proven, but it works. Keep it there. So all this kind of a pseudo theory, somewhere if you put a graphical representation and some mathematical equation, it looks scientific, therefore it is supremely great. No, it's great, but it is also has. See, whenever you have knowledge from the limited object, it has to be limited. What is a great thing about unraveling it? So, because it has got no body, same in time. Oh, I saw this. What happened to the tree? It was looking beautiful, nothing there. Yeah, it is all time, all the leaves gone. The tree got the same dimension, they occupy the same space. The time has changed. Time limits. Space limits, time limits. That's why I was a young man, agile and powerful. I play squash 10 times a day. I'm an old man, I can't even walk. Time has changed me. See, now, because of the space and time come together with the Panchabhutas, I got this body. The body composition, there's another variable that Maya Shakti brings in, because you have infinite forms you need, infinite personalities you need. Therefore, it brings in 3 powders called Rajogunam, Sattvagunam, Tamogunam, infinite particles in each powder, and they combine together. The combination makes a different gunam. So gunams comes in. See, the moment you are limited, time limited, space limited, guna paryantam limited, therefore you become a limited being. The limited being is this person, 5 foot 10 inches, so on so. And I say, I am that. So we very happily take ownership of that limited being, limited by everything, limited by time, space, guna, form, limited by you, limited by every object in this world. Because then I try to make my individuality. I am different from others. Then the difference comes to me as an ajnana. That gives me bhayam, because I am different from others. Something will happen to me. Samsara. So he says, therefore you are not, there's no gunam, there is no adrushwadi guna hai. So, therefore tamo malaha parapito. So I don't have any tamo mala. Tamo mala means the inertia, this ajnana. So I am prakriti, I am Paramatma, Brahma. So that has come in this one. So let me stop it here. Maybe a little bit more time. Maybe I see the next one. Just start the next one. In the next one also same thing, so it's quite easy. So we just have a look at it and then we close it. Nirasta adishaya ananta satya pragyana vigraha satasra lakshana purna paramatmedi giyate. Paramatmam eva iti giyate. Giyate means versified. Means Vedas have told. He's now openly saying, I'm saying what the Vedas says. Vedas have said, this is Paramatma, the last line, Paramatma Giyate. Okay, what is this? Iti Giyate. Paramatma iti Giyate, what is that? Nirasta adishaya ananda. Nirasta adishaya ananda. It is the ananda. He's coming straight to the point. Lakshayartam for Tattvamasi is, that is anandam. What kind of anandam? Nirasta adishayam. Adishaya Anandam. So Adishaya means, in Tamil, you think Adishaya means rare, wonderful, right? Wondrous. No, no. That's fine in Tamil. In Sanskrit, Adishaya means it can be added more. In fact, it is a bit less than what you expect. It's not paripurna, it's apurnatvam. It can be added. It can be improved. It can be extended. If anything that is adishayam, that means it does not attain this paripurnatvam. So that's why when you say, or adishayam, when you say it, in Tamil you can say it is wonderful, but it is, in Sanskrit, it means, yeah, it is there, but it is still limited. And here it says, nirastha adishayam ananda. It is void of any more fulfillment of this, any more addition to it. It means it cannot be improved, it cannot be extended, it cannot be made more anandam by any means. That means it is paripurna anandam. Nirastha adishaya anandam is paripurna anandam. That's the first one. Then satya prajnana vigraham. Vigraha. It is satyam, eternally. Prajnanam. What is prajnana means? Prajnana means awareness of being oneself, the consciousness. Vigraha. Vigraha means the form. So it is eternally witnessing form of awareness. What is that? Chit. Come straight to the point, he says. Then what do you expect? Ananda has come, Chit has come. Next one. Sattasva Lakshana Purnaha. Sattasva. Satta Swa Lakshana. Satta means existence. Swa means it is not existing because somebody created it. If somebody created it, it is a pre-creation time, it's unmanifest. It is eternally there. After the pralayam, it is there. After the deep sleep, it is there. It cannot be removed. It is always there. Satta, Swa, Lakshana. Sat. So it is Anandam, Chit, Sat. But it is at the word Purna. Sattasva Lakshana Purna. Purna means this Sat Chit Anandam is not Vastu Parichedam or Kala. It's not limited by the form or the time or space. It is eternally existing. So where does it, how do you know that? Paramatmeti Giyate. This is what all these Vedas tell you. Vedas means Upanishad tells you. Upanishad means all the smriti which talks about Upanishad. Like, Kavim Puranam Anusasidaram Anor Aniyamsam Anusmarete Sarvasya Dataram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parasta. Gita, 8th chapter. Kavim Puran Anushasidaram Anor Aniyamsam Anusmarete Sarvasya Dhataram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parasta. It is luminous like a sun. It is in every form, the oldest Purana. And Anushasidaram, it is the one controls everything. Anaha means Ananu, not atomic. Don't think that is a building particle. It's a God's particle. It's all Maya Shakti. Ananyamsam is not smaller or bigger. It transcends everything. Sarvasya Dhataram. This is what, see, when you, this really bring out a great darshan, when one says like this in Gita, it's not small, it's not big, it doesn't change, it doesn't get limited, it doesn't decay, time cannot stop it, space cannot stop it. So when you apply all these conditions on this variable that we are trying to define, it completely resolves saying that it is pure ever existence. That means everything else subsists on this. I see a green parrot in my garden right now. So there's a green parrot. There's a green color, it's a beautiful form, a nice beak. It may all change. So I see beyond the Nama Rupam, there is a Shakti. There is a Shakti there. It's a Paribundatum there. So the form of parrot exists in that Paramatma, in the form, Now, if you take a turkey towel, you put the towel on the screen, on the table, then you can see all this towel bulges in so many places because there's some air particles there. It bulges. So you can see in this towel so many bulges coming up and forming a shape. If I'm a child, I can imagine, oh, this is the army of soldiers fighting, left side and right side fighting. They're going to have a war. I can play with all that. And when this turkey towel is pulled completely, everything collapses. Form's gone. Form never existed. If you take the towel, width is the time and the length is the space and the material is the guna. So I have a kala, desha, guna carpet of Maya. And when the Maya spreads herself, and there are formations happening, which are nothing but formation limited by the kala, desha, first to parinama. And the Maya is pulled herself towards the unmanifest state, everything collapses. See, that's what you must understand. So all this, when they say, I am Achintyam, I am Sthulam, all this, then you say you don't reject objects. Just because you learn Vedanta, don't discard people. You can't tell them, look, I discard you because I see beyond you. If you worship, that's fine. If you discard in disdain, flippantly, you refuse people, that means you're not playing your role right. You don't understand. Advaita Anupati is your own, I say very carefully these words, it's your own condition of existence and redemption and liberation. But when you are seen as a being in this world, your Advaita Anupati or Advaita Jnana Vishesham or even that steadying strength should make you project your form to perform as per the form. What is as per the form? So you are a big rich man, that you come and perform your role as a rich man, discarding poor man. That is not your form. Your form is you are Manushya. Mamhitam. Mamhitam means one who gives hitam to others. You love others. You love others means you see in everyone yourself. So there are two things going on. So you learn this Vedantam and try to get the Anubhuti. The Anubhuti is not going to make you disappear and then go somewhere or give you 10 hands and magical powers. If you want, you can have it. But it is going to make you perform what you have to perform dispassionately and beautifully. Let's stop it here. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya
Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya
Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya
Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya
Mrityo Ma Amritam Gamaya
Mrityormamritangamaya.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tatsatu.
Pranastu.
Harihi Om.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.